Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game and are making other games, you can go to their Patreon. It's $3 a month. So, on the last Let's Play, it was a long episode because it really felt like we were reaching the climax of the game. But it seems like there's quite a bit more. So, yeah. But what happened was we broke into Duke's house. They came back. There was no one there, but then they came back. They found me. Brought in the basement. Leo was there. Kudzu. Credit to team. Saved us. And also I saved us by grabbing a gun and shooting, what's his name? Barry? The bear. And it wounded him and he ran off. And we took Duke handcuffed and he was like bleeding a lot because Leo bit at him. And we're trying to get out of town, but also trying to find our friends. But at the recent moment, Duke ran off into the bushes because he saw something in the diner. Ooh. But yeah, I kind of briefly looked at what's going on in the future, and there's like 3 paragraphs. Boy. So, there's my face. There's start. I fished my keys out of my pocket, then suddenly realized where we're at. Hey, we should check out our room. Jenna or TJ might be in there. Maybe even some of the others. Gutsu looks at the dark motel, scanning the rows of doors. Yeah, we should. But I think we should wait for Leo. I don't really trust anyone right now. I realize he's implying that one of my friends could have gone insane too, but I also realize I can't blame him. From what I saw, and what I've heard, TJ might be acting the same way as Duke. That thought causes my stomach to churn sickly. Like, I wonder if he has a completely different path right now, or if he's with Flynn at the lake. Listen, I'm gonna, pee real quick, okay? Okay. I just gotta go over behind that corner. He points over to the side of the motel. No problem. I'm getting a little annoyed that everyone is acting like I'm a little kid that needs to be watched. Cool, be right back. Katsu does a little jog away before disappearing around the corner. I lean back against the door of the car, swinging the keys around in a finger. That doesn't seem like a good idea. It's completely quiet now, and I haven't heard a single gunshot since we got outside. I wonder if everyone that's been fighting is dead now. Or maybe they just realized how ridiculous the mayor's story was and left? Thinking about the supposed monster that I definitely do not believe in, though, makes me looking over my shoulder into the darkness. I definitely don't believe in it. I completely forgot about the monster, because of the whole riot and being kidnapped thing. Images of a hanging body cross my mind. Shit. I look over to where Kudzu went. It's been a while. Shouldn't he be done by now? I pop from the brush across the street, makes me jump. Leo? My voice comes out in a whisper. There's definitely something there. Yeah, too bad we split up. Didn't look for clues, though. Its form stands out as the shade darker than the trees behind it. It might be a bush, but it looks thin, like a person. I squint at it, and that's when I see the glint of 2 eyes in the darkness. I freeze. Whoever it is, they're not responding to me, and that's definitely not a good sign. I decide that I'm just not going to move until Kudzu gets here. Yeah, if it does move, I'll just run to where Kudzu went. I don't think he'll mind me catching up with him with his pants down if there's a fucking psychopath chasing after us. I see a thick tail swish out to the side of the dark thing. Slowly, I feel behind myself for the keyhole to the car door, sliding the key in and unlocking it. Actually, I'll just get in the car and... Footsteps to my right. Duke, his eyes wild, is on me in an instant. He slams into me so hard that I'm sent to the asphalt with an impact that rattles my brain. Must be that crackhead energy, even though he's bleeding profusely from his wrists. I roll over groggily and see Duke bent over, his hands fumbling at the ground. Somehow, he moved his handcuffed hands from behind himself to the front. I realize they don't have my keys anymore, and that's at the same time that Duke stands up, keys in hand. Kudzu! I yell and reach for Duke, who dodges away, throwing some kicks at me before yanking open my car door. How is it that crackhead can run away from Leo? Fuck! I lunge for the handle, but I see the weasel slam down the lock as I reach it. Kudzu comes running around the corner, just as Duke starts up the car. Duke! I shout uselessly at Kudzu as Duke peels out, yanking the handle from my grasp and forcing me to hop back a step and stop from being run over. Of course, I think Duke's just gonna take off down the road and get the hell out of Echo. I have no idea what he's going to turn sharply at the parking lot and come straight for me. Chase! Kudzu screams at me, just 20 feet away now, but there's no time. The car is coming at me. I jump to the left, but Duke easily follows my movement. I see the license plate and the headlights, which Duke hasn't turned on. I jump and land on the hood of the car as it hits me. I feel my body is falling through the air. Falling through the air? I see stars and the moon. Then I land. The desert stretches and winds into the distance, raising and falling with the mountains, hills, and valleys. The endless, monolithic, passionless? Except here. Its mark is clear on the land, like a stain, a blemish on the beige patchwork of wilderness. The earth is bad. The air is bad. Everything's tainted. Tainted. The mark is old. It's ancient. Been here longer than people. All people. And they knew it too. Everyone who's been here knows it. So do you, even though you're not from here. You're drawn to the stain, like all the other evil that planted itself here. You can see it right through the otter's eyes. You see its influence stretch above you, like black tendrils into the dark red sky. They stretch, search, reaching for anything alive, to stain anything they touch. So it is. So it will always be. Chase! I stare groggily up at the face above me. A swirling mess of gray and black before I'm able to focus on the nose that just inches away from my own. That crosses my eyes, which hurts, so I close them again. Chase. The voice is gentle this time, though no less concerned. I try to reach my hand up to assure whoever it is that I'm fine. Sure, fine. I feel the soft, vaguely velvety sensation of an ear catch between my fingers, and the person's still above me stills. What happened? Are you guys okay? I mumble thickly past lips that don't seem to cooperate, with words that don't seem to make sense. Are you? He hit you really hard. I feel a hand run over the top of my head. It's like it's looking for something. Did you hit your head? I feel my own head, keep my other hand resting on Kudzu's head. That's right, Kudzu. I push myself up suddenly, realizing where I am and what just happened. I look around into the night, a surreal feeling of regaining consciousness in the nightmare, making it all the more horrific. Shit, where is he? I try to push myself up, but Kudzu holds me down firmly. Duke, he took off somewhere? Wait, Duke? Yeah. Kudzu looks around, his ears pointed up as if listening, before looking back down at me as I try to sit up again. You need to stay down for now. something might be injured. I think I'm okay. Just a bit out of it. Kudzu gazes down at me for a moment. I'm left staring into the deep, dark eyes. That's when the sound of feet slapping against asphalt breaks the spell, and Kudzu looks behind himself. What the hell? Duke just... Ah! Kudzu is suddenly shoved roughly away, and I find myself held up in Duke's arms. What the fuck happened? Leo desperately looks at me up and down as he holds me in his arms. Did he shoot you? What? No, he just hit me with a car. I see Leo's eyes widen and his ears shoot up. He suddenly turns attention on Kudzu, hackles raised. What the fuck are you doing, Cud? Why aren't you watching him? Or weren't? Leo. You're not being credit to team. Kudzu flinches back, then glares. He came out of nowhere, Leo. We're both trying to stop him. I see Leo working himself up to shout something else, but that's when I push myself out of his strong grip. Despite the circumstances, I'm bristling at the way I'm being coddled. Leo. He was just driving a fucking car. There wasn't anything he could do. Now standing, I feel an achy sensation in my back, and my head spins a little. I raise my hands on my knees and wait for it to subside. Apparently I heard there's also a banditting I thought was going to happen was a different route. I think it's Jenna's, but there's also different bad routes for this route. Or bad end. I don't think you should be standing up so soon. I'm fine. Though, now I'm standing, I'm not completely sure of that. Worrying twinges and creaks of pang through my body, but I force myself to straighten up, facing the other two. We need to keep moving, find the others, and get out of here. Leo moves up next to me, a big paw reaching out to wrap around my shoulder. I cringe, though, and Leo takes his hand back. You need me to carry you, honey? Honey. I grimace and shake my head, mostly because I feel like being slung over his back would be even worse. He settles on rubbing my back gently, eyes still looking me over, as if trying to spot some unseen injury. Let's get the hell to Peyton. Kudzu coughs awkwardly. We've lost the car, though. Oh yeah. My heart sinks. Even now, in the situation we're in, I'm a little angry that it was my car that was stolen. I worked hard to buy that thing, even if it was a junker. Leo shakes his head like it's a mild annoyance. Sorry, I got rest, but still it's like, Lots of reading. Then we'll just have to use my van instead. Leo looks up the road in the direction of the diner, where he left it 2 days ago. Wait, let's at least check the motel, see if any of the others are in our room. Otter, I'm sure the others have already gone out by now. I mean, we haven't heard anything from any of them, though. And wouldn't they have brought the police or something? Leo looks back at the motel, chewing his lip. Alright, but let's be fucking quick about it. We need to get the hell out of here, so we can get everyone help. Yeah, real quick. Reach into my back pocket, pulling out the key card, as I hobble in the direction of a room on the other side of the building. Well, if it's a key card, it might not work because it might need electricity. Kudzu reaches out to me. You need hit? Leo shoulders the raccoon aside, as he practically jumps to my side, gently pressing the hand to my back again. Stay close, Otter. I'm not going to let something like that happen to you again. Again, possessive, my dude. I try to ignore the tension I'm feeling building between the other two. More than anything, I'm annoyed at Leo. Why is he acting like this? Sure, he was always a little jealous, but right now, in the middle of a hellscape of chaos? I shake my head, allowing the wolf to guide me with his hands as we turn the corner to the motel. Kudzu stays close behind us, and I look back at him and give him a small smile to show him that I at least appreciate his concern for me. He gives me a short nod back, but otherwise doesn't say anything. Like most of the town, the back of the motel is completely deserted as far as I can see. Another pop is probably a gunshot echoes in the distance, but I'm just thankful they aren't happening every minute like earlier. Again, I wonder if it's because everyone's dead. As fucked up as it is, I think that might be a good thing for us. As long as it doesn't involve any of my friends. Reach the door of the motel, and my heart sinks again as I see there's no light coming from the window. Shakily, I raise the keycard to press it against the lock, only to accidentally drop it. I start to bend over to pick it up, but Leo puts a hand on my shoulder, speaking gently in my ear. I'm gonna fuck you hard. Don't move, Otter. He sweeps up the card and presses it into the lock. It flashes green. Wait, it has I guess they might have electricity. I hear an electric buzz of the lock coming unlatched before Leo presses down the door handle, then pauses. His other hand suddenly reaches out behind me towards Kudzu. Kudzu, hand me my gun. I'll give you Dukes. Kudzu stares at the hand for a moment, then jumps, as if suddenly realizing what the wolf is talking about. Oh, right. Kudzu lifts his shirt, fumbling with his waistband before pulling out the gun. He hands it to Leo, who in turn hands him Duke's gun. I guess that might be good, because, Leo would probably know his gun better than Duke's and stuff. He checks the safety on his own before pointing it towards the door. Leo pauses again, then glances at me. Otter, behind me. Leo nods back at the wall, next to the door. I only feel a little twinge of resentment at being treated like a child again. I'm too eager to check the room to say anything. Finally, Leo gives the door a gentle shove, allowing it to swing open on its own. I can't see anything from behind Leo, but judging by the look in Kutsu's face next to me, they don't see anything. I realize why. Leo slowly reaches inside and flips the light switch. I can't resist and peek around Leo's bulk into the motel room. I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe a blood-splattered room with all of my friends' bodies piled in the middle or something? Instead, though, it's basically just how I remember it. I even see my pajamas crumpled up on the side of the bed where I left them. Leo holds steadily for a moment, keeping the gun pointed at the ceiling of the room. Finally, he leans in, whispering loudly. Hello, it's Homer Simpson. I'm whispering loudly. There's no response. Leo waits just a while longer before finally moving forward slowly. I don't wait for Leo's approval to follow and move closely behind him, Kudzu just behind me. There isn't much to search in the motel room, having just the room and the bathroom to check. Once Leo is sure it's clear, I shut the door and lock it before returning to the other two. Just so we know that we're safe, for now at least. Leo shakes his head. We gotta keep moving, Chase. We should head to my place now. I open Jenna's laptop on the table, pushing the power button. Come on, what are you doing? Good question. Leo shifts his weight from one foot to the other. Kudzu moves to stand next to me. Checking the internet? I was hoping to. I sigh and stare at the password screen. Yeah, I guess you could see if you got wireless internet or whatever to, I don't know, email the cops or something. Or I guess use some, what is it called? Let me just actually look what it's called. Wi-Fi calling. Which I guess saves you money on other stuff because you don't, it just uses your wireless. Well, let me check my phone. Leo sighs again. It's not gonna help us. I have Wi-Fi calling. Leo sighs again and sits heavily on the bed, bending it like a bow. He sets his gun on the bedside table before rubbing his face vigorously with both hands. You okay? Saying that Leo's been on edge is an understatement. I'm sure we're all fucked up right now, but the way the wolf's been acting, it's like he's a different person. Leo lets his hand slide down his face so he can peer at me from over his fingertips. He examines me for a while, then finally reaches out with both hands. Come on, Chula. I almost hesitate, and I'm not sure why. I walk over to him and stand in front of the wolf before he reaches out and pulls me down onto his lap. Then he presses my head against his chest before wrapping his arms around me. He starts stroking my back, the back of my neck gently, and it makes me shiver. It all feels a little forced, and we don't meld together naturally like we always used to. I mean, you guys have been through quite a bit. You might need like days, weeks, months to recover. I'm sorry for letting all this happen. I should have told the police when Duke started threatening earlier. You talking about like way back when he was being suspicious? Not really threatening, but suspicious? Because then the next time we saw him, he was at the diner with the gun. Do you know what's happening? Leo takes another breath, and his broad chest swells against my cheek before he blows it out, ruffling the fur on my head. I don't know. I really don't. I notice Kudzu standing to the side, clearly trying not to look at us. Hopefully plugging your phones to get a little bit of juice. Maybe drink a bit of water? Just saying, we're in a desert. And the internet? Kudzu looks up and shakes his head. No, I can't find a network. Damn it. Did that bear do anything to you? The hesitation in Leo's voice makes it clear what he's really asking. And sounds like he's been waiting to ask it for a while. No, he, just tied me up for a while. I guess technically he did do more, in a way. But I don't want to get into that right now. That whole incident actually seemed like a long time ago already. Janice's murder, being near raped by Brian, trying to kill Brian. I feel like there's a numbness in my chest that's dampening my emotions right now, and everything feels like it's far away from me. I wonder if that's some kind of psychological response to what's happening, and if I'll be all fucked up after all this is over. Probably. But kinda welcome the numbness right now. It at least helps me deal with what's happening a little easier. Jen would probably be able to tell me what's happening right now if she were here. Of course, that makes me wonder where she and the others are. It makes me want to get out there and find them. Because as much as I wanted to get the hell out of this place, I kind of feel responsible for them. I did drag them all here after all. I'm gonna get you out of here, I promise. Leo breathes into my ear and squeezes me a little tighter. I hold back a wince as a twinge goes through my back. I have a feeling that I'm going to be very sore tomorrow. I suddenly lift my head and look back at Kudzu. What time is it? Kudzu takes his phone back out of his pocket to check. 3:45. I stare at him. Are you serious? That means it's only been a little more than an hour since we left Kudzu's place. It does seem like not a long time. I was hoping the daylight would be a bit closer than that. Kudzu slumps down in the chair at the table. It's what my phone says. I continue to twist my head against Leo's chest, listening to him breathe. I glance up at him and see that his eyes are closed as he continues to stroke the back of my head. I'm about to tell him that we should get moving again when I think I hear something. It's a soft snuffling sound, like someone is covering up their sniffling. I lay there against Leo, not moving as I continue to listen. It's a full 10 seconds go by before it happens again, and this time I think it's coming from below us. Under the bed. I look up at Leo again, wondering how to tell him I heard something without saying it out loud. Honestly, with this massive wolf's ears, I should have heard it before he should have heard it before I did. I reach up and poke his chin. Leo shakes his head a bit, around the poking, but otherwise doesn't open his eyes. I frown and reach up further, touching his cheek. He leans into it. Leo. I barely whisper at him. Finally he opens his eyes, and I point at my own ears, mouthing, listen. I see his ears comically perk up as he's looking at the ceiling. I motion down at the bed. I can see Kudzu to the side of his chair, eyeing us curiously, but not saying anything otherwise, thankfully. This time, the snuffling sound is quite a bit louder, and I feel Leo's fur rise up in his arms. That is definitely a person, or something living and breathing at least, and it definitely came from under the bed. At least we're all hearing it instead of just me. Just saying. Leo slowly and gently pushes me off his lap, motioning me away. Slowly, he leans over and grabs up the gun. Then he stands, backing up away from the bed, then crouching slowly with the gun pointed as he looks under the bed. I see Leo pause, staring. Then he reaches out, grabs whatever it is, and yanks hard. Ah! The scream is loud and piercing. Whatever it was sounded like a terrified child. It thrashes and kicks at Leo, and it's when it's crawling frantically at the carpet to get under the bed that I realize who it is. TJ? I shout his name, confused and terrified myself. What the hell? Calm down. Leo got both of his hands on TJ's ankles, trying to keep him still, while at the same time not getting gouged by the toe claws. I move closer, though not close enough to get clawed by the lynx, and try to crouch in his line of sight. TJ, it's us. You're okay. I look in his eyes. The look in his eyes is wild and desperate and feral. I reach out for his wrist, and he immediately slashes at me with his other hand. Chase, stay back. I fall back on my butt and scoot away a little, wide-eyed. I've never seen TJ like this. Of course I haven't. Can't imagine what could have made him like this. I scramble up and stand next to Kudzu, who's just as wide-eyed as me. Despite that, he sidesteps a little in front of me, as if to shield me from the insane TJ. Leo finally drops the cat's legs before TJ can scramble back up under the bed. Leo jumps on his back. As I wince, as I'm sure I can hear TJ deflate like a tire from Leo's weight. The wolf snatches up TJ's arms, pinning them against his back, as he leans over the lynx, shouting in his ear, TJ, stop. Stop fighting. It's me, Leo. TJ continues to writhe, making weird yelling noises that I've never heard him make before. TJ, it's me. It's your friends. We're here to help you, man. Leo's voice is quieter now, more soothing as he tries to calm the crazed lynx. It seems to be working so far, as TJ's violent thrashing lessens, his yelling fading out to more feeble, whining sounds. See, I'm here now. You're gonna be fine. Finally, TJ's head falls to the carpet, everything going limp. TJ sits on the bed, cross-legged, as he rests his back against the headboard. I give him a blanket when he saw him shivering, and he's got that draped over his shoulders, holding it tightly around himself. It hasn't stopped the shivering, though. I seem to be the only one he doesn't flinch at when we get close, so I sit next to him on the bed. Awkwardly, I put my arm around him, but he seems to take comfort in that and leans against me. The smell of sweat and piss is strong, but I don't say anything. Leo, meanwhile, sits at the end of the other bed, gently trying to get TJ to tell us what the hell happened. Was someone chasing you? Is someone here? TJ shivers against me, and I pat his shoulder. He looks at me then, and I see his fur completely matted to his face, like he's been crying non-stop. I notice bits of dead leaves on his head too, along with some dirt. What the hell had he been doing? Leo continues to prod gently at the lynx with his questions. If he can tell us, then we might be able to stop it. Shit, be right back. And I'm back. Sorry, it's one of the things that comes with living at home, that you might be in the middle of the thing and then... And the reason was because, my sister got to take coffee, and since she's vegan, It accidentally had milk and it's like, hey, do you want this milk? Yeah, what are you gonna do? Sometimes I feel like I might want to say, hey, here's this red light, don't bug me then. It's like, why? It's because I do YouTube, and they might be like, ooh, what's your channel? It's like, so I haven't come out to you yet. Even though a good amount of my content is of, gay for a variety, yeah. Anyways, let's continue on with the scene and then call it. If you can tell us, then we might be able to stop it. Or at least watch out for it before we leave. TJ looks at Leo, then opens his mouth, making a squeaky noise. He swallows loudly, then tries again. Hopefully got him some water. Do you have any water? It sounds like he has an extremely sore throat. Don't worry, Jesus will save you. I look over to the sink, but Kudzu jumps off the chair he's sitting on and makes his way to it. He grabs up one of the smaller plastic cups before running the faucet. TJ watches him until the raccoon brings the cup back over. TJ drops the blanket around his shoulders and reaches out eagerly for the cup. We all watch intently as he loudly swallows giant gulps of water before lowering it from his lips and gasping for air. Leo smiles encouragingly. Careful, don't want to drown yourself. TJ stares, then shivers again, much more violently. Maybe not the best words. I grip him more tightly. Are you cold? I grab at the blanket and try to tuck it around his shoulders better. Kinda. Not really. I feel cold, but... TJ rubs his chest. He's still trembling, and I realize he might be in shock. I don't know what to do for that. In every TV show, I've seen a person that is just given a shiny blanket while they sit on the side of the road. Yeah, pretty much. I wish I had my little booklet of like what to do in medical situations and shit. So I just continue to rub his shoulder in circular motions, trying to be soothing. I wish Jenna were here. She'd know what to do. He leans against me again, though, so I feel like I'm doing the right thing. He holds out the cup to Kudzu again. Could I get some more, please? Sure. Kudzu takes the cup delicately from TJ, like the links might break. When Kudzu moves off to the sink again, TJ leans in towards me, whispering, That guy played soccer with us, right? Yeah. Yeah, I did. Right. TJ goes back to lean against me and staring at the wall. Well, this isn't good. He does seem to be getting better. He can recognize us again, and remember stuff at least. Leo adjusts himself on the bed, clearing his throat again. Tej, if you can't remember, that's okay, but just want to make sure no one's, coming after you. TJ blinks, then shakes his head. No, I don't think so. TJ waits, but Leo waits, but TJ doesn't say anything more. No one? You were hiding, so... Leo clearly doesn't want to upset the Lynx, but it makes sense why he wants to know. If there's someone lurking out there, hunting TJ down, we could be in a lot of danger right now. We have to wait, though, as Kudzu comes back with a cup. TJ takes a few more big gulps before looking back at Leo. I thought I saw something. I keep seeing things. I think I need to go home. Yeah, we all do. At least, the ones outside of Echo. The other guys, you two can come with us. I stare hard at TJ, studying him. I don't know why, but I guess I thought we'd all be exempt from this hysteria. I knew we were all normal, at least to an extent. This whole crazy chaos seemed too foreign, too different for it to actually to it to affect my friends. People I know that are grounded, normal people. That's exactly what TJ was. And now, Leo stands up and steps closer, sitting down slowly next to TJ on the opposite side of the bed. We're gonna go home, Tej. We just have to go on a walk to my car first. Leo reaches out and sets his hands on TJ's leg, and I'm glad to see that TJ doesn't flinch at all. He really is calming down. Okay. TJ suddenly opens up the blanket around himself, staring down at his clothes. I see his nose twitching, then skin in the side of his ears flushes. Can I take a shower? Leo pauses, clearly not having expected that. Well, we really need to get going. Don't you want to get home and take a shower there? TJ has put the blanket back over himself, trying to hide his pants. I just need to feel clean again. I feel like it might be a good thing to let him clean him off. Maybe have some alone time. I give Leo a meaningful look as I lower my voice gently for TJ. Sure, man, we'll wait. TJ slowly pushes himself off the bed to stand on unsteady legs. Both of his hands, not so subtly, shield his crotch as he walks to the dresser. Okay, just don't leave, okay? We won't. Leo's still using his talking to a toddler voice. The wolf gives me a frustrated look, but I ignore it. And I'm gonna leave the door open, so if something happens, just yell. It's fine, and things can happen, okay? Yeah, okay. TJ pulls out some pants from the dresser before making his way to the bathroom. He keeps glancing back at us, like going to disappear if he looks away too long. I try to give him a cheerful smile until he finally disappears in the bathroom. I think with that scene change, we're gonna call it. Because, we are overtime and stuff. So anyways, end of this Let's Play. So please comment, because I got comments, tips you like, dislike, tips as always. If you like me, YouTube and likes it grow, then please subscribe and check out the various type of grow. Please remember to spray your eyeballs to help control the pet population. If you want to play this game, if you're on the channel, but if you want people that made this game and are making others, Patreon. And until next time, let's wait. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. So thanks and see you.